Hey y'all, I thought I'd just take y'all on a quick tour of the studio. So, let's take a look. So, this is my lovely mess. I think all artists are at least a little messy though, right? Although I may have dipped my toes into hoarder territory. But before we do the tour, let me give you a little backstory on the room. This room is in my dad's house. I live right next to him, and actually at one point the room was not a room at all. It didn't exist until they remodeled the house around 1984 or so, I believe. But it wasn't a room. There were just rafters in here, and this wall here was raised to make the ceiling level, which is when these little windows were added. Dad calls it the accident room because the room just sort of happened when they cleared the rafters out. And since it wasn't really planned, it just sort of ended up being a storage space. But I started using it for studio space, and that's just kind of how it's been ever since. So that's the origin story. Now let's check out the room. So this is the corner you see when you first walk in the room. Got Mr. Bones there, this skeleton model when I was doing more drawing. But mostly here's the bookcases. Got photography books, fashion books, graphic design. There's some magazines and a Right Stuff anime catalog there. Pretty much everything here is at least 20 years old. A little D&D stuff and comic book cataloging software, drawing books, and Spawn action figure. Pretty big into Spawn back then. And this is the main shooting area to the left there, and to the right where the softbox and reflector is, that's where I shoot some talking head stuff. And this is where I keep most of the cameras. And got some random accessories and things here. And Holga Polaroid back. And the Holga there. Cable releases. And then some other stuff. I don't even know what it is. I know there's another cable release in there. Lens hood. Cleaning cloths. And some old cameras that don't work. Two Contact 645 lenses. Nikon N80. And this is a Polaroid land camera. Haven't used it in quite a while. Haven't gotten any peel apart film in a while. But I really love that thing. A little external monitor for video. And in here I've got some Nikon bodies and a Nikon D3, which is almost 17 years old now. And I still use it to this day sometimes. And this doesn't have anything in there right now, but I took it on a 2-month trip to Europe one time. Had the Mamiya RB67 in there for most of that time. It's a Shimoda backpack, and such a good backpack. Can't recommend it enough. And this is where the Mamiya actually is right now, along with a couple of lenses. And random thing, but got some old Wizard magazines. And in some other boxes, I've got some old video game magazines. Game Pro, Electronic Gaming Monthly, Nintendo Power, things like that. And there's a CNR case for the CNR 4x5. You'll see that in a little bit. It's not in the case right now. And the contacts bag for the Contact 645. I've been using that a lot lately. And some old hard drives that I don't even know if they work anymore. but I'd love to try to get some files off of it sometime. Some dead plants that I plan on shooting sometime. And this is, these are some t-shirts that were for a business that I never really got off the ground, but I still have the shirts. And then, I don't even know, just some storage stuff. You can see the wheelchair and potty chair there. That's when Mom was alive. She passed away a couple years ago now. TV box. Got Dad a TV for Christmas last year. And a pile of other random things. That is a cart of art supplies when I was getting back into drawing again, and did it for a little while, but photography is more my thing. So here I've got a few other cameras here, mostly some Polaroids. Got a dark cloth here for a large format camera. Got some umbrellas up there, some cases. Film holder for the 4x5. Little Polaroid one step. I was crazy into Polaroids at one point. And what do we got in here? Some really old film, cords, loops, sync cables. This is an old VHS camcorder. That is another 4x5, a Cambo, another Polaroid, a Pro Pack. Got the whole kit in there with the flash and everything. Quick release plates, batteries, old film, Gaussian spot meter. I used to use that a lot when I was shooting more outdoor stuff. Now this is a pretty cool camera. It's a Polaroid Spectra. I don't know if it's a limited edition, but it looks pretty cool. I call it the Knight Rider camera because the coloring makes me think of Kit. Too bad they don't make Spectra film anymore. In there is a Smith Victor lighting kit. It has hot lights, stands, just about everything someone starting out could want. And this is the CNR 4x5. Haven't used it very much yet. It's relatively new to me, but seems pretty cool. And not much stuff in there other than a Nikon wide-angle lens. There's my DJI Osmo Pocket in a Scotty Makes Stuff case. Love that thing. Some more dead plants. Light stands, tripods, boom arm. V-flat that I made forever ago. And I think you can tell. And old bunk beds, and on that some Predator and Alien toys and random junk. Okay, let's see what we got over here. Tarzan figure. That one was recalled because of a questionable hand movement that he did. I'll let you look that up for yourself. And a Spawn figure there in the corner. A Chastity lunchbox. That was a comic character I don't really know that much about. Speedlight modifier, tripod video heads. This blue case is a carrying case for an NES or Nintendo Entertainment System. So that would have been from sometime in the 80s, I guess. It hasn't been right here since the 80s, but it's been there a while. Got an umbrella light stand adapter and suction cup camera grip for like a window or something. And then we've got some light reflectors there for the Dynalights on the left, and the pocket wizards there, and speed rings for a few of the different light systems. And here we've got some of the strobes, the Dynalights, Alien Bees, DJI gimbal that I rarely ever use, 2 White Lightning 1600s, this mannequin torso I got from a clothing store that was going out of business. At the time, I thought it would be good for practicing my lighting back then, and it was. Got the rest of it somewhere. Got some insulation that I use as a reflector. Another reflector there, that light disc. And got some toys back there, including my favorite, that AT-AT from Star Wars. I think there's some Batman toys back there too. And some boxes full of magazines, action figures, back when I was more into collecting them. And back there in that door is more storage space. And the backdrop, the 12-foot wide paper that I use most of the time. Over here we've got a little setup that I've been using for talking head style videos. So little reflector, big tripod, little tripod, and light. It's an LED falconized light with a plume wafer softbox. And this tripod head is one of my favorites I've ever used. It's an Arca Swiss ball head, but it's got these micro adjustments that make it a lot easier to level your horizon line. And last thing we got is this big industrial fan. I used to use it to give some movement to the model's hair, but I don't really use it so much these days. All right, y'all, I hope you enjoyed the tour. And if anything, I hope it helped you realize that you're not a hoarder. I am. All right, y'all, that's what I got for you for now. Later.